What is going on YouTube? It is Primitive here, and today I'm going to be bringing you our last store championships of the BT10 format before EX3 comes out, and this is going to be between two top dogs of the metagame. On the left, we're going to be having MetalGarurumonX Antibody, and then on the right, we are going to be having Alphamon, a deck that is going to be getting hit very here soon with that Greymon restriction. It is going to be hurting this deck pretty hard, so potentially one of the last showings that we will be seeing from the standard build of Alphamon until maybe we get new support or a new build, but has the cool boy in the back, so that will help them with gaining memory and expending their turns later. But on the other end, they are just going to build all the way up into promo War Garurumon, getting ready to be able to start to swing in. Getting the Alphamon player low in security early in the game will be important just because the deck can pop off and OTK you, so you want to try to win before they can get up into their Alphamon, or try to just put on enough pressure to slow down their Alphamon to where they have to potentially play a little bit more reactive. But we are going to go ahead and swing in right there. Going to have to strip away the champions to survive, but we are going to go ahead and just swing again. Could have gone down if they hit another high DP Digimon there, but now going into the MetalGarurumonX Antibody will allow them to unsuspend. I don't see how many cards are in hand, so they might have enough to be able to get that second check from the security attack +1. If they do, you probably just want to go in for it. Like I said, you want to get these early checks in, so the Kongu will go in. Doesn't really matter because we're not going to be getting any more swings in this turn, but gonna Digivolve up into the EX1 MetalGaruru. 7 cards in hand, so gonna gain 1 memory, put the Alpha player to 1, but they are going to be having 2 cool boys in the back, which means that they can go for this Digimon, which is going to be able to gain them 2 memory off of the cool boys, and then 1 more when you trash with the Digimon. So going up to 4 memory now. Choking not going to be as impactful when you have these cool boys out, and now going to be able to go into the Dorogray. Could go into the Dex Dorogray for 1 trash a card to be able to gain that extra memory, and then go up into the Alphamon, which would be able to de-Digivolve, which would be nice. And we do have that Oriyumon in trash, so being able to go up into the Alphamon, de-Digivolve, be able to put the Oriyumon underneath, and set up for the Oryukin will be pretty much the prime play here, but we'll have to see what they go for. We do have the Dextor Greymon, but thinking about what they want to go for after this, looking for a Digivolve. So here comes the Alphamon. Going to be able to put that Oriyumon underneath and de-Digivolve, bringing it back down to the MetalGarurumonX Antibody, which is going to help lower the threat of getting bounced back by the MetalGarurumonX Antibody, because now they would need the X Antibody option and the MetalGarurumonX Antibody to bounce. But now you're setting up for potentially game next turn if you are the Alphamon player, depending if they can get another Oriyumon underneath. We currently don't have Yuji, which does slow down the deck a bit, not being able to put those sources underneath, but again, going to be able to choke at 1 with the EX1 MetalGarurumon, and now going up into the Alphamon Oryukin, which is going to be able to just pop on the Digivolve, and now removing, I believe, 6 sources there. So now sitting at 4, you aren't going to be as scared of what could potentially be insecurity, hitting something like Hammer Spark and replenishing your deck if we do go for that later game. But here comes the Yuji, and this is going to be very nice because you can suspend the Yuji, which will either put a Oriyumon underneath or put a Dorogray underneath. So we do see the Oriyumon go underneath, which would allow them to unsuspend and swing again, but we are going to hit the BT10 OmnimonX Antibody. 16k to 16k takes down the Alphamon. So although your Alphamon did go down, and this does put you in a little bit weird of a situation, you have a rookie in raising, you have a rookie on board, your opponent only has 1 security left, and they have nothing on their board. Even if they build up in raising right now, it might be too slow because you need some sort of removal or something like Ice Wall, but Ice Wall actually gets revealed off the cool boy, so definitely not going to be able to play it, and grabs the GarurumonX Antibody, but that is not the card that is going to be able to save you here. Not sure exactly what they were looking for off the cool boy, but does just scoop it up right there and chooses to have Alphamon player going first. It is a deck where if they do brick in the early game, you can get a pretty large amount of advantage, but they do hit the rookie into the Darugumon. We can also see that they are playing the starter deck Chikurimon, which is a little bit different than the past Alphamon list where you really just play those X Antibody rookies, but the Chikurimon in the BT10 metagame going to be very strong to be able to hit things like Blue Flare and the X Antibody, so a pretty decent add. Now Davis coming out from the Melga side, so they aren't going to be getting choked and be able to have decent amount of search and stuff going forward, but the Alphamon player player has decided to go ahead and promote up, go into the Dorogray, going to be able to put a source underneath, which will gain them a memory, keeping it their turn, and then now they can continue to build up. There's not too much to be threatened by from the MetalGarurumonX. They can go ahead and bounce up with the MetalGarurumonX antibody, but that takes a lot of resources to be able to go into, so Alphamon kind of committing a lot right here. Let's see what they go for, putting that X antibody option underneath. Going to be able to Digivolve for 1 and then trash to gain a memory, and then let's see if they go for the win attacking effect. So they are going to go ahead and win attack and go into the Oriyumon as the level 4, which is going to put another source underneath. 2 Gorymons means 3 checks coming out, but we are going to hit the blue memory boost, which is going to give a pretty good amount of value over to the MetalGarurumon player. They are going to be at 4, plus the 2 from blue memory boost puts them up to 6, which means that they are pretty much able to get up into their MetalGarurumonX antibody if they choose to be want to bounce up or even potentially try and swing over. But gonna have to see how they want to navigate this turn. In their hand, I can see the OmnimonX antibody, so potentially a card that they are considering going into. Digivolving up into the BT5 Garurumon is nice because you are Digivolving for effectively 1, so you can get a lot more out of your turn, but we actually don't have Promo Wear Garurumon, which is not what you want. No GarurumonX antibody and no Promo Wear Garurumon, so we are just going straight into the Wear GarurumonX antibody, going to Digivolve up into the EX1 Melga, have enough cards to gain at least 1 memory. Looks like 6 or 7 cards in hand, so bringing them back to 0, and they're going to use it to go into the OmnimonX antibody for 7. So when Digivolving, it is going to bottom deck all of your opponent's Digimon with the highest level, I believe, so that is going to be the Oriyumon going to the bottom of the deck, trashing the rest. And then since we have a level 6, we can go ahead and put that to the bottom of the Melga player's deck and trash one of the cards out of security. So gonna hit the Cool Boy. The rest are looking like Digimon, so might as well get the Tamer out of there. So they're not able to get that as a source. Now, OmnimonX antibody is also able to do the effect when attacking, but we don't have another level 6 in the source, but you can also use the X antibody option. So if the Melga player does have the X antibody option in hand, they can put it underneath, swing, and then get the when attacking effect to look in their opponent's security, trash a card once again, while also being able to get the attack. So it's almost like a security attack plus 1, except you get to choose which card you're taking out, so it is very powerful. But I think pairing that with the OmnimonX antibody when Digivolving to bottom deck the Oriyumon just gave such a huge momentum shift for the Melga player that they are looking much better right now. So gonna go with the Cool Boy and hit the X antibody, which means that the ability to put the X antibody underneath and swing with the OmnimonX antibody once again is live. Can put that X antibody option to the bottom of the deck and reveal the security once again. So let's go for it. Effect. Gonna put that underneath and let's reveal security. I didn't get as good of a look the first time in the security, so it looks like we just have 2 rookies and a champion in there, getting rid of the Dex Dorogray right there, and then gonna swing into the Darugumon. So just 2 rookies in security away from potentially taking this game, and going with the Ice Wall, so that is also very big. We don't have the Cool Boys or anything like that to really give your opponent a bunch of memory, but you do have the Black Memory Boost, which could potentially be enough. With the fact that you can gain memory from the Dex Darugumon and the Dex Dorogray could potentially be enough to get up into your combo, but with the Ice Wall live, it is going to essentially guarantee that the Melga player makes it back into their turn. They aren't just going to have enough aggression to be able to keep turn. With that Ice Wall, they might be able to get some swings in, but without multiple Cool Boys out, it might be a little bit harder. But right here, we have both a misplay and a really cool play. So they give the blocker retaliation to the Dorumon to be able to swing into the OmnimonX antibody, get that retaliation to delete it, but both players neglecting to pay Ice Wall memory, so that is a little bit unfortunate because this would end turn here with the Dorogreymon Digivolve and put the opponent back with the Melga being able to potentially go in. So I mean, at this point, both players did miss it with the Ice Wall. They are going to catch the Ice Wall swing right there, gain the memory, but did miss it on the Dorumon, so let's see if this affects it. I mean, this is going to come down to, essentially, this is the last turn of the game for the MetalGarurumon player. They either get in there or they don't, so the GarurumonX antibody Going to Digivolve up, gain that memory with Cool Boy, go to 5, and now gonna be able to swing in. Since we gave blocker retaliation to the Dorumon, this Alphamon is not a blocker, so just gonna swing in. You do have protection, so if you hit one big hit, you will be okay. And gonna have that EX1 Gabu to search, but gonna swing in twice, Digivolve into the WarGarurumonX Antibody, which will unsuspend and swing in for games. So despite that Ice Wall little misplay, which definitely would have sealed the game up for them, I do believe, they were able to take it regardless. So starting off with the blue memory boost, we are going to see the Omnimon X Antibody go to the bottom right away, assuming that there's only one in the list. They could potentially play two, but that does feel like a lot. But regardless, they did get their promo WereGaruru, which means that they are setting up for that combo. And this Cool Boy is a little bit disgusting and beautiful at the same time. Dorugoraemon as well as 2 Alphamon or Yukin means that you can only grab one, so you either get to grab one of your Dorugreys, which is your main ultimate, or you have to bottom deck it alongside one of your Alphamon and be able to take one of the Alphamon. So regardless, not the most beautiful bottom deck. Luckily for this deck, you do cycle enough to where you could most likely get back to that part of your deck anyway and get those cards back, but still not necessarily the Cool Boy that you were looking for. But gonna go to 0 with the Garurumon. Blue memory boost plus Hammer Spark is going to put them to 3 so that the promo WereGaruru goes out. And thinking about the X Antibody option here, would be able to swing in. You could go into your promo WereGaruru, which would bounce back this Ryudomon, get a little bit less aggression on the board. So gonna go for it here. Swing in, you can go for the WereGarurumonX Antibody. So draw for Digivolve, draw for the Garurumon, and bounce back. But we hit another Cool Boy, and that is not what you want to see. Cool Boy, very good for the Alphamon, just expends the turn so much. And gonna be able to grab that Oriyumon for later to make sure that we can get up into that Alphamon or Yukin for 3 instead of 7. But swinging these checks, we do survive regardless of no protection. So gonna match the Cool Boy on the other end. Just 3 Gabumon, so the only target being that Gabumon X Antibody, but that isn't the worst because that is going to be able to give you extra protection if you put it on top of one of your Gabumon, as well as some search. But probably looking for the MetalGarurumonX Antibody off of that if they don't have it in hand already. But not looking like the greatest spot for the Alphamon player just because they're only at the rookie state right here. They are going to be able to draw off the Doraemon with that X Antibody going underneath, so just trying to get some cycle. But if you could get up into your Darugamon and then to Dex Darugamon, you could get some memory and some cycle going, be able to get blocker retaliation up. But no Darugamon, just straight into the Dex Darugamon. Still going to be able to trash a card to gain the memory, so Oriyumon in trash for when we did evolve into that Alphamon. But not gaining the blocker retaliation could be pretty big because I don't think you have a good way to get rid of this WereGarurumonX Antibody, and so that is potentially more checks, especially if they can get enough cards in hand to get that security attack +1. So thinking as the Alphamon player, what do you do here at 0 memory? You can swing in with the X Antibody option, so they are going to go ahead and swing in, which is going to allow them to Digivolve up and just trade. So that is their way of getting rid of it, is trading. That is not the best way to go about it, but I think it isn't the worst play. Keeping that on the board is going to threaten so much damage, especially if they go into the WereGarurumonX Antibody and be able to bounce back your stack. So again, just going to start building up in the back. There's nothing really else that you need to do except for just try to get these checks in. Your opponent's going to have to build up in the back as well, so you're both kind of on equal playing field. Your opponent does have that extra Cool Boy, which will give them that memory, but you can counteract that with this blue memory boost coming out. Hit some pretty good searches. They can grab really whatever they're looking for. So Sagittarius mode, that will definitely help if they are missing that GarurumonX Antibody to get that protection, but also just to give you something to go on top of your promo WereGaruru, so that way you can get that security attack +1 check in and then be able to go into your WereGarurumonX Antibody. But now looking in a weird position, and the Alphamon player definitely knows that they're going to be in a little bit of a weird position, because as much as you are at 3 security, your opponent could get that and be able to go for game this turn, especially if they do have that GarurumonX Antibody, so that way they can get the extra memory from the Cool Boy. But looks like we're going to commit another Cool Boy here. Not sure if they need that GarurumonX Antibody, and that's why they went for it, but regardless, going to be able to pop the blue memory boost, go to 2. They have the GaruruX Antibody regardless, so going to be able to Digivolve that up, gain 2, draw 2, accidentally revealing right there, just a little accident in here, but assuming we are going to be going in right here, so going to be able to swing, unsuspend, get that draw, safe check right there into a rookie, assuming that we're going to be swinging again. Ooh, the Sagittarius mode, so now this is actually going to give us 2 swings. There's no way they don't have enough cards in hand to be able to go for game, and we saw that MetalGarurumonX antibody get hit from hand off that cool boy, so they can Digivolve into it, unsuspend, and swing, and that is a Nationals invite, so big congrats to the MetalGarurumon player for securing up their Nationals invite, and good luck to them this upcoming February. And so close for the Alphamon player, but not all hope is lost, as we still have some store championships for these players to get their invites. But if you enjoyed, be sure to like and subscribe, because I'll be bringing you even more Digimon TCG content, especially since as the day of this video uploading, EX3 will be coming out with the new updated restricted list, so lots of content to be coming with that. So be sure to stop back by, and I hope to see you then. I hope you have a great day. Peace out.